Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is RevereSkye, RevereSkye's Essence. How's it going, everybody? So we're going to go to RevereSkye's community on YouTube. Y'all know how to get to the community page, right? Home. Your channel. Yes, channels. Y'all could check out about. The about not on here, so. Well, let's go to community. We're about to read. We are about to read the. And I still got a cough, but the mucus that's coming up is clear. Like even in the morning, it's clear. No more boogers. So this was one day ago. I said download and print this 3-page report. Save it, print it, share it. Well, I'm about to read it to y'all. Okay, this is very important. This is the least I could do. Before we start, let's say allegedly. Let me grab my tea real quick. I made me a tea with Global Mullein. That's a Mexican mullein. Also the wild crafted mullein that I crafted myself, harvested myself. Also I have shepherd's purse and blackberry leaves, not raspberry leaves, but blackberry leaves, and salsa prayer. Hold on one second. Make sure you have enough water to last you 6 months. Make sure you have enough food to last you 6 months. I mean, dry food. Be willing to eat weasels. Okay, I know y'all may say why, but be willing to eat weasels because I had some grits. They was instant grits in the packs. And I kept them in the truck with me. And I was eating them and eating them and eating them. I had like 8 boxes. But one day, recently, one pack had holes in it. And I opened the pack up and it had weasels in it. And I said, and I was throwing it away. But I asked myself during hard times, am I going to let these weasels override me? Now, with grits, you can get rid of weasels easy if you put the grits in cold water. They'll float to the top. But you got to keep scooping them out just like the Jamaicans do. Jamaicans don't let weasels control their food. But you have to freeze your food. And then you have to let it air dry. You have to freeze your food for about a week and let it air dry. So it won't get mildew or moldy. And then you have to soon put it in a heat, like put it in the oven for like on the minimum for like hours and let it dry out completely and seal the jars. That's how you get rid of weasels and beans and rice and whatever. So I'm about to start processing my rice and my beans so that I can have jar shelf life. The only thing that can actually interfere with the jar shelf life after you go through that procedure of freezing, drying in the oven, you're basically killing the weasels, the anomaly of weasels. But after you do these processes and you vacuum seal your jars or whatever, you heat seal your jars, what you're doing is, let me cut this coffee pot off. Okay, what you're doing is you're preventing insects from eating your food up. Okay, because you know me, like you eat up my grits or you eat up my corn flour, my cornmeal, I'm liable to eat you. You good eating right about now. Just a heads up, you know, put yourself in position to where you have 6 months supply of everything you need. From what, if you have 6 people in your family, everybody needs a gallon of water every 3 days. So it's 30 days in a month, so you need 10 gallons of water for a month. And this is not for washing, this is just for survival. This is not for doing nothing else. This is literally drinking water, possibly cooking. This is not for washing off no meat, washing no dishes. You got to find another way to do that. This is clearly for having water. So if you need 10 gallons of water a month, and there's 60 y'all need 60 gallons of water a month. And I notice some people reach out and they say, I done went through my food. What you mean? This is survival food. This is food that you rotate at the most. You're not supposed to consume this food unless you're gonna rotate it out. Like if you went and stocked up on a bunch of food and you ate it and you weren't able to restock, yeah, you're working backwards. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm going to read every line on this. It's just 3 pages. Work with me, work with me. We're already through 7 minutes. Inputs of psychosocial dynamics conducive to torture and ill treatment report. Remember, I put this report on my channel. You could just click it and download it. I also printed it out 10 times. Gonna tape it to my wall so I'll remember. Note, kindly request confidentially of my report. Date, 20th June 2020. Now, as you can see, this happened after March 2020 of the pandemic. This is not the only person who wrote this stuff. This stuff has been out and people have been aware of it since 1949 and 1920 and beyond. But respected, sir, madam. Okay. This statement is with respect to the inputs requested by Psychosocial Dynamics, conducive to torture and ill treatment report, to inform the Special Rapporteur's annual interim report to be presented to the General Assembly at its 75th session in October 2020. So they actually had a session about this, a seminar or whatever. Oh, that's hot. Okay. This is an urgent public interest petition to stop the illegal and unauthorized abuse of advanced military-grade weapons that are being used for the torture programs. Torture comprises of mind reading, mind control, central nervous system control, 24/7 anywhere tracking, organized gang stalking, voice to skull V2K, physical injury, harassment through directed energy weapons. This has been going on in India for the past 15 years. Now this this may have been going on in India for the past 15 years, but this asylum has been going on in the United States way over 15 years. India, because they turned India into a tech planet. I mean, a tech country. It's been going on in China probably forever, allegedly, because China has the technology 100 years ahead of the United States and India, because they are the factory gurus, you know. So it says, this person said, this has been going on in India for the past 15 years at least. It says, I am getting attacked, tortured for many years now. Voice to Skull started in 2016. Now, Voice to Skull is definitely out there. Okay? That's why I tell people, you know, allegedly don't smoke that new stuff they got out, because you think you're going to be chemically altered. When that goddamn V2K hit your ass and you start hearing shit and shouting and you're worse off than doing crack, you'll see. Okay. All these attacks are no touch. Covert. Y'all got to understand these terms. And are remotely operated. Remember, I got videos 8 years ago where I said, they're able to view us and look through our eyes. I kept saying it. And so leave the minimum evidence. That's right. They leave the minimum evidence. You can't go to no doctor, no lawyer, no psychologist, no therapist and mention this. They're just going to put you down as crazy and put you on medication, probably Prozac. And Prozac is fluoride. And what does fluoride do? What's the side effects of Prozac and fluoride? Y'all look that up, allegedly. All these attacks are no-touch, covert, and are remotely operated, and so leave the minimum evidence, if all, thus making all available laws ineffective. Making all available laws ineffective and powerless to help the targeted innocent civilians. The people targeted and subsequently tortured systematically are termed as targeted individuals, or TIs. There are several hundreds of TIs defending and fighting for justice in India and globally across many countries now. Now, allegedly, when India was not allowed to grow from seed anymore, they said over 2 million, and I heard quote-unquote Papa Duck say something similar, 2 million farmers killed themselves, did suicide. But come on now, we know what this is. This is this weapon. This weapon, these weapons, these silent weapons for quiet wars have been out. Number 1, total surveillance. Oh, there are several hundreds of TIs defending and fighting for justice in India and globally across many countries now, even the United States. If you listen to the videos, watch the videos, you'll know. Number 1, total surveillance, mind reading, body-mind control, dream manipulation. And I tell y'all, they always have me on the rooftop with the celebrities and stuff. And they realize I'm not in it for the money. I'm actually, I'm in dreams where I'm foraging. I'm in dreams where I'm working. I'm not in it to be around these people. They put me on stage. They've tried to get me to sing. They've given me bodies that were immaculate with perfect vocal, okay? And I look at them like they're crazy. I have no business being here because that's not my position, okay? I'm more powerful than that. I feel like my influence should be different, not through entertainment. So total surveillance, mind reading, body mind control, dream manipulation, using neuroweapons, remote neuro monitoring module. So when we got the smartphones, they neuro mapped us. So the cell phone triangulates us to the satellites and the towers. And it's able to take our visions. What I'm seeing in this room right now, they're able to download that data from my brain waves, send it through the cell phones or the cell phone towers, allegedly, and then they're able to restore it and populate the data on a monitor in a room with lab tech scientists and neuroengineers, and they're able to see what I'm thinking, how my breathing rate is, how I feel, my environment, and everything around me. That's right. This is a very dangerous weapon. Total surveillance, mind reading. They don't have to look through your camera no more. They don't have to put cameras on smart devices no more. They just do that to try to keep up with the glitches. But they are, when everybody was talking about floaters, they had already compromised our neurological eye to brain contact. Let me stop talking. Total surveillance, mind reading, body mind control, dream manipulation using neuroweapons, remote neural monitoring modules, RNM. Using this, harassers can view all the innermost thoughts of the targeted person on a screen, as clearly as one reads the newspaper. The eyes of the target becomes a live camera for the trackers. The eyes of the target become a live camera for the trackers. That's why I quit doing drugs. That's why you don't see me go to the reefer man house, the weed man house, the coke man house. Because they're able to look through your lenses. But listen, there's different levels. And I tried to explain this to this crazy girl. She couldn't understand or fathom what the fuck I was saying. There's different levels. Your regular police headquarters. I want some of this tea and it's so hot I'm pouring another cup. Your regular police headquarters don't have access to this technology. These are the geeks. These are the neurological scientists and stuff. But they infiltrate neighborhoods. They infiltrate certain areas. Okay? Your random police, they'll give them access to your cell phone, your social media, and they'll pull up all your information as you're working on your computer like I am right now, or your cell phone or your telephone, and they'll put you in a room with 55 to 100 people, and they'll all analyze you, what you buy, this, that, and other. They don't give them the technology to this. See, what they did was they created a technology because they got tired of using witches, warlocks, sorcerers, psychics. So they was like, I want to be able to use the parts. I want to be able to tap into the parts of the brain of the person, that the targeted individual, just as the psychic can. Like, there's time when I leave my body and it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do about it. I leave out of my body and they put me in a psychic body to talk to me. Or you could tell the levels. Like when they use that chloroform to send me back to my body, that's an old witch or warlock. That's an old sorcerer doing things. Then when they say, "Mwah, welcome," they put me in a clone or a computer or a drone. Like you could tell what body they put you in. You could tell when they put you in a computer simulation. You could tell when they put you in a construct. You could tell when you're actually in your physical state, but you're just in another body. So it's different levels. You got to understand these levels. The eyes of the target becomes a live camera for trackers. Whatever the target's view is recorded on the tracker's computer or viewed by the tracker's brain using brain to computer interface, BCI, brain to brain interface, BBI. These satellite-based technologies result in gross bypassing of fundamental human rights such as the personal privacy, health safety, data security, family security, etc. Pre-packaged dream sequences, that's right. When they want you to be around a celebrity, a certain MO, they got a certain MO pushing a certain agenda. Like, let's say they want to push Black Lives Matter on you. This is my personal opinion, theoretically, hypothetically. Now, we all know that black Look, they say black is a handsome man. Old definition. Old English. No. Let me just put black. No. No, 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 no. No. Well, okay. Once I find it, we'll know. We can't rely on Google. We can't rely on Google. So black. The old definition of black is absent, pale, dead. So when they say Black Lives Matter and they put this all across these streets and stuff, that wasn't to protect white indigenous people. What I mean by white indigenous people, people who were not categorized by a color or a race, okay? White people were once free people, a freed people, a free people. So when they had black, they were using reverse psychology in the 2000s to show that their lives matter. The slaves that came to America, that's right, the Caucasoid slaves that came to America on slave ships, you know, the criminals and all that, they wanted a new life, so they brought them over here to come kick our asses, right? When you speak about Black Lives Matter, you're reminding them that their lives matter. Absence of color, pale, dead, yeah. Black Lives Matter is not for free persons. Black Lives Matter is for a slave. Dealing with the British. Oh, I also put licorice in here. It's kind of sweet. Has a sweet vibe to it. Okay. So, prepackaged dream sequences are routinely downloaded to TI's brain, and harassers interact with the victims while they are dreaming. Stressful trauma shocks. That's right. You wonder why you're bleeding or hemorrhaging. You wonder why you're going through problems. You're wondering why you're having ailments that can't be diagnosed. They don't know what's wrong. They want to put you on medications. They want to do surgery on you, but it's not normal. Stressful trauma shocks are also included via artificial dreams. That's right. Somebody can have sex with you and you swore you was raped. You swore you was being fucked. You wake up screaming or crying because somebody was torturing you in ways that you felt in real life, and it stressed you out so bad you could have had a heart attack or stroke possibly. Okay? Completely wireless without any chip implants, electrodes, etc. And remember, the nanoparticles in the air make it possible. 2. Invisible physical harassment, directed energy weapons, DW. Now, the directed energy weapons they used in Maui, allegedly, were they're physical weapons. Yeah, they used HARP. They used plasma weapons. They used laser beams. And they destroyed that city. Okay? But these harassment-directed energy weapons are different. And let me read that. Any of our body parts can be targeted and attacked by these directed energy weapons. These weapons may use microwave, EMF, ELF waves, and can cause a wide range of diseases, including cancer, heart failure, kidney disease, vertigo, hand, legs, paralysis, internal decay. This is very important. You're wondering why you're dying or you're having cancer, and You really haven't eaten foods that would shut organs down. It's not that. You're dealing with microwave, EMF, ELF, and you have been targeted. Memory losses, to name a few, all at the touch of a button from anywhere, traceless, just by using the unique brain fingerprint. And I kept telling people, they have mapped us out. They have mapped us out. Your brain fingerprint, your brain signature, your brain frequency, they piggyback off of that. That's why you're supposed to meditate. You're supposed to do yoga. You're supposed to cleanse your body. So your frequency is always growing. It's always changing. They have to piggyback off you again and try to cipher the frequency to attack you. Of any victim anywhere. Also, remember, you could be in a crowd and fall to the ground, sweating, bleeding out the ears, bleeding out the nose, bleeding out the mouth, but nobody else is having this problem. They see you on the ground to the shits, and they decide to call the ambulance and the police. Exactly what they want them to do. Exactly what hive mind and the robots want them to do. And here you are freaking out because you're bleeding out your eyes, ears, and nose, right? And everybody looking at you like you're contagious and a freak. And they're going to call 911 and the ambulance to get you as much help as possible to get you where they want you to be. Be mindful. That's just like you could be a female for some reason who's having brain hemorrhaging, and all of a sudden you just got a little bit stressed and you bleed out a clot big as a burrito. It's while standing in line through phobia and paranoia and anxiety. That's right. Women are going through it right now. Women don't even want to go out the house. They don't even want to go out the house. Okay. Any victim anywhere. Also many fatal heart attacks. Boom! So, there's a guy that keeps reminding me, Sky, get off the computers. They don't warn you. Go private. Go underground. So, I had to upload this video. But they were warning me. So, as I was in New York, a demon contacted me. A drunk demon contacted me. He said, you know what? I said, what? He said, it's sad. I said, what's sad? He said, a lady across the street from me in them apartments died last night. I said, oh yeah? How old was she? 41 years old. And then I said, how did she die? Heart problems. I said, and you say right across the street. I said, that's down the street from me. He said, yeah. She died in her sleep, 41 years old. Had a 20-year-old daughter. And I said, you think that they was giving me a message? They was trying out the cell phone tower across the street? You think that was a message for me to zip my lips? So, not trying to be rude, but do you think they use these weapons on her? Fatal heart attacks, palpitations, struck victims when asleep may have been induced, catalyzed by these weapons. Do you think that they hit her with these weapons because she's a nobody and her family don't know what you know? Her family don't know. Her family don't know. That's why remember when they first started advertising the pandemic, they kept saying, go take the Jabberwocky. It'll protect people who have failing organs, diabetes, stress, all types of issues, right? Now, if you go to the CDC website and go to the clinical trials, Now they want to practice the pandemic chemicals on healthy people. So why would you let them take your healthy body and experiment on it so they could target healthy people? So they had a weapon that could target unhealthy people. Now you got people that are healthy doing clinical trials. So now they can attack the healthy people. Also, and for any reason, if they don't allow this video to stay up on YouTube, it will be uploaded to Rumble, because this is information on the website, on the internet. I'm not making it up. And I should be able to talk about my experiences, my everything. So again, let me read this part. Invisible physical harassment, directed energy weapons. Any of our body parts can be targeted and attacked by these directed energy weapons. These weapons may use microwave, EMF, ELF waves and can cause a wide range of diseases, including cancer, heart failure, kidney disease, vertigo, hands, vertigo, that sound in your head because the frequency is on, hands, legs, paralysis, can't wake up out your sleep. Your spirit can't get back. Your enemy can't get back fast enough. Internal decay. Memory losses, to name a few. Internal decay. When I think of internal decay, I think of colon problems. Bone problems. Bone marrow problems. Memory losses, to name a few. All at the touch of a button from anywhere traces, just by using the unique brain fingerprint. Brain frequency of any victim anywhere. Also, many fatal heart attacks, palpitations that struck the victims when asleep. They gave me a warning sign to a person that was disposable to let me know the weapon is actually working in your neighborhood. You might want to be quiet. But guess what I did? I kept on moving. Victim when asleep may have been induced, catalyzed by any of these weapons. Disruption of thought freedom. Your thought freedom. They could target you by speaking diseases into your mind until you believe them and want to go to the hospital. That's why I don't listen to commercials, because all they do is talk about side effects. And then if you keep subconsciously listening to all these side effects and something happened to you, you're going to go to the doctor for no reason, because you're starting to manifest these side effects onto your body. Disruption of thoughts freedom by voice to skull V2K. This patented technology is also known as microwave hearing. Everything is done off microwave. The radio station actually needs to be pop, 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 like a motherfucking switch off the goddamn. Okay, I'm done with that. But yeah, it needs to be deassembled. Synthetic telepathy, voice of God. Microwave hearing, synthetic telepathy, voice of God weapon. And is being used for traceless mental harassment. And don't forget about the Havana syndrome. If you are a politician, work for a government, and you go through these experiences and you don't die, they put you on Social Security disability. You have to retire. Okay? But when they do it to the average civilian, you're crazy. You're coined crazy. And is being used. Microwave hearing, synthetic telepathy, voice of God weapon is being used for traceless mental harassment. Traceless. Using this, the harassers beam in abusive voices directly into skulls of the targeted individuals by passing their ears. Harassers interrupt and censor the victims' normal thinking when traveling anywhere in society by beaming in abusive voices into the victim's head constantly, hence spoiling work tasks, completions. Victims also get wrongly labeled as mental ill when reporting about this. Not many are aware about novel. This has been around before the Nazis. Aware about novel neuro, electromagnetic bioweapons and its capabilities. V2K is also used for deception, causing confusion by beaming voices into skull in between talks when TI is talking to other people, and impersonation of voices of close persons. Whenever close persons are talking to TIs, these perpetrators intertwine their own voices along with the close person voices by a technology named EEG heterodyning. Total loss of privacy. Yes, the fact that they can view and resolute what you see, what you hear, your brain frequencies, your thoughts. Meaning they don't have to hear the person on the phone. The data from the phone going into your ear of that person, they can streamline it to a computer and resolute it and hear it. Surveillance is usually carried out first unannounced, secretly for years, without the targets ever being able to detect that their innermost details have been collected and stored, and that their own eyes themselves are made to act as cameras, giving the latest details about themselves and the places and persons they visit. These devices are suspected to be authorized to access government satellites and are linked to supercomputers for data analysis and harvesting purposes. Yes, they can harvest and blueprint your whole body. They call it hologramming. The blue hologram. Victims have no privacy anywhere on the planet. Bathrooms and bedrooms included. So if you're wiping your butt and you look at your tissue, they see what you see on your tissue through your own eyes. Harmful effects. The targeted people's physical health, hygiene, peace of mind, career, and social credibility, family, friends, and other relationships. All these get seriously downgraded and systematically made to fade out via the above torture program. A primary goal in these slow kill, no touch, soft kill programs is to remove TIs from the job workforce. That's the whole point. To imprison you in your own home so they can study you. A primary goal in these slow kill, no touch, soft kill programs is to remove TIs from the job workforce so that they are in range at home for longer times to facilitate more testings, refining of weapons, and for the training more operators and neuro programmers. The combined impact of all these together, physical wounds, 24/7 psychotronic warfare, career systematically made to vanish, is devastating to TIs, to say the least. Worldwide issue. Dr. John Hall, MD, you might want to look him up, doctor and author, USA, who has analyzed the above phenomenon personally, calls this as satellite terrorism and the greatest threat to humanity as a whole in the near future. Now, when I moved into this neighborhood, they didn't have sidewalks. They didn't have underground cables. I mean the underground cables that go to the tower across the street from my house. They didn't have that school. They didn't have the liquor store. They didn't have the morgue. Once we purchased property in this neighborhood, within 3 years, they put up that tower. They busted up all the roads and put coaxial cables bigger than limes, thicker than limes, running up and down to connect to that tower. Then after that, like I say, they sent a man out to do surveys of the property, and then I couldn't grow tropical fruit no more. That's why I say I'm leaving, because I came here to grow tropical fruit. I came here to be in sunshine, and this place has turned into California, LA, Los Angeles, New York. It has turned into a concrete jungle overnight with the cables they ran under the ground and the cell phone tower cloaked as a pine tree across the highway. Then they had a building that was empty next to the UPS store, the UPS warehouse. They painted it red and blue. They was about to do some real heavy activity. They painted the whole building blue, put red stripes on it, and they put for lease. So ain't no telling what type of malicious activity was about to move into this building. But when I posted the video of the tower over there, they changed their mind. Now they painted this whole building white, and now it's a storage facility for people who have boats and campers and shit like that. But ain't no telling what they was about to move into this neighborhood. Okay. Finally, there are hundreds of victims in India. Cross that out. There are hundreds of victims in the United States of America and any other country that has 5G networks, 4G networks, cell phone towers, satellites, radio wave frequencies. They're all victims. Currently, in many hundreds across the world as well, unaware of the above secret surveillance on mass scale by these secretive operators, more innocent civilians could be targeted in the future as well. Already targeted. They don't even know they targeted. They're brain dead. All these no-touch torture with discrete energy weapons and voice-to-skull are remotely controlled. Thus, this full protocol, organized stalking of electronic harassment, OSEH in short, leaves the latest physical evidence of any wrongdoings and has become strongly prevalent inside many nations. This leaves us with a very rudiment question of a dignified human life. What is more worse in this world than your body, brain, and mind getting hacked and harassed covertly and illegally? We humbly request, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to read it. UNHRC to take due cognizance of above issue and include all non-consensual experimentation, covert torture programs of these remote monitoring influence systems and weaponized technologies as severely punishable human rights violations and a life-threatening cybercrime, which needs urgent investigation, legislation, and most importantly, due to justice given for targeted individuals who are severely affected by this no-touch torture perpetrated by covert criminals. Also request world countries. That's how they infiltrated the White House. That's how they infiltrated our government. That's how the banksters and the pseudo-science and the black ops and the Psyops was able to infiltrate America by putting up these radio wave frequencies and these towers that have been studied on criminals of war and our military. Also request world countries through UNHRC a safeguard our dignity to human life with immediately stopping this crime. Provide monetary compensation for the loss of protectivity of life and provide meal-grade shielding, which will protect us from getting attacked by such energy weapons. Don't worry about somebody in the government protecting you. They have already been compromised. What you need to worry about is being aware and protecting you and your family. And if you are around people that are unaware, stay away from them. You're safer by yourself. You're safer by yourself. When you are around a community that's unaware, just like they put that cable line down to the ground where my head could touch it, and it got live currency running through it. And once you call the electrical company going to come out and say, that's not our cable. You need to call the phone and cable division. And then they're going to come out and say, oh, that's not our cable. And you got to call all these people to figure out who cable it is. It's a game, man. It's a game. Please refer to the below sources for proof of existence of such weapons. Let's see, can I click on some of these? Okay. When neuroscience leads to neuroweapons, that's right. You are allowing these people to access your brain, access your brain waves, all these agreements on these cell phones, all these agreements on these computers, all these agreements on these ADT and Google Nest cameras, all that is, in general, the universal prohibition of biological weapons is widely supported, and there is healthy concerns over how dual-use technologies, those with both beneficial and dangerous applications might threaten it. The upcoming 8th Review Conference of Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention, BTWC, in the November will tackle this concern and have individual countries. The German Ethics Council issued a 2014 report recommending legal regulation of worrisome dual-use biological research. Now listen, when they come up with dual-use biological research, meaning voice to skull, this, that, and other, these people who come up with the patents don't even exist no more. They don't even live no more. They somehow miraculously come up with illnesses and death and heart attacks a few years after. The road to hell. Now, like I said, and then, you know, you have to deal with the robots. Okay, let's go back to, let's see the next one. U.S. Army developing synthetic telepathy. This is another thing that synthetic telepathy, this is why I slowed down on doing readings and stuff, because they're monitoring your brain and they're monitoring that person's brain, and they'll send the data from that person's brain to your brain and vice versa. And you're thinking that you're getting the goods, and this person on the phone crying and saying, how could you know that? And you don't have time to practice real telepathy because they're bombarding you with synthetic telepathy. And spiritual people need to be mindful of this, because I was going through something one time and I sent this lady a donation and she just started spewing out all this rhetoric about some symptoms I was going through. And I said, now how the hell did she end up see how the page is tripping? And I'm saying wait. And I'm saying wait, and it's still tripping. Okay, let's go back. The Times of India. And you know, wait a minute. Okay. Let's see what else we got before I go. Oh, before we go, RevereSkye's Essence, hot items. Check out the Quantum Ionic Gold, the Quantum Ionic Platinum. I also have silver. Just email me and request it. The colon detox, the 14-day colon detox. Jewelry, the hair grease. Well deserved if you are willing to detox. Detox designed for women. Get the polyester scarf, so beautiful, great for winter. You can wrap around your head as a wrap, or you can use them as a scarf. Very nice texture. The sea moss, okay? And always check out the membership, the tarot readings, the holistic herbs and botanicals, okay? There's so much. You can also donate to the channel as always, okay? My channel is blacklisted, shadow banned. They still got me up. They got me up because they have to monitor me. I'm a project. I'm an experiment to them. So they're gonna monitor me. And no better way to if they take me off social media, how are they gonna be able to monitor me? They have to distract me and keep me thinking that I'm prevalent, so that they can keep doing their research and their studies on me. It's been going on for quite some time. I told you it started when smartphones became available. See, YouTube was out before smartphones. See, when YouTube was out, they weren't able to monitor me. Now they're able to monitor me. Remember when I told y'all I was going through? But remember, you could donate to the channel. Okay? Remember when I told y'all I was going through military grade? I was going through military grade operations. They had me on islands with guns and black ops gear, doing tactics, running tactics. And that's why I stay fat and lazy, because, not really, but that's why I stay fat and lazy, because I never want people to control me neurologically like they did that guy up there in Maine, and like they did the guy at the Dollar General, and like they did the guy at Chicago Pizza in Jacksonville. Yeah, as long as you got a cell phone, they can neuromonically control you at any time. That's right. You're chemically induced. You take showers and they're poison. You consume their poisons. You drink their water. You do everything they want you to do. You wear their Bluetooth. You have their cell phones. The nanoparticles from outside soak into your skin. You are totally mapped out and accessible. But once you become aware of it, you can start protecting yourself. And remember, they'll just get people to attack you, try to control you, try to manipulate you, try to get you in their system, try to get you all types. Oh my God. I just knocked over my cup trying to pour some more stuff in it. Dang. Well, anyway, sorry we had to end it there. I wanted to pour the tea, and I could have waited to pour the tea, but I'll get it up. So yeah, let me drink it out of this cup. That's good. Especially with that licorice, making the bitter herbs have a natural sweetness. I ain't have to add no sugar to it. So there we have it. Again, definitely check this out. It's on my channel. Just click download. Download it, print it out about 4 or 5 times. Email it to your friends, the PDF file. Go to my channel. Yes, indeed. RevereSkye's Essence, based out of Jacksonville, Florida. Readings, everything. Donate to this channel. Support this channel. And when y'all find that definition of black, the real definition, let me know. Army technology. Weapons of perception, neuroscience, and mind control weapons. See how they force you to do the cookies? Weapons of perception, neuroscience, a mind control weapons. Advanced in neuroscience offer the military the potential of mind control weapons and performance enhancers. Are mind control weapons and extrasensory enhanced warfare tactics mere science fiction? See how they have to word that stuff? They just can't come out and tell you it's real. Do your due diligence and study, okay? So there we have it. I am one with the universe. I am one with creation. I am one with the universe. I am one with nature. I am one with source. I am one with power. I am power. The vessel is temporary, and the energy and enemy and the source of me, the manifestation of me, can always go on further and further and further. But be mindful, they do have those stackable chips. And when they want to decipher you and never return you to your body, that's like do or die. Would you like these pleasures, and would you like these freebies, and would you like to have these millions of bitcoins in your account to never reawaken in your physical body again, but to live in this construct? Would you like that? Some people sell their soul in their dreams. So there we have it. Unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free.